Hey everyone, how's it going? This is me, Tara, and today we're gonna do a little episode. We're gonna do bacteria again, just because I want to talk about a few things. Since this is bacteria, what's this one? Oh yeah, that's what I need. Um, that's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, so I want to talk about a few things. For one, sorry, I just checked to see if I'm recording. I don't want the same thing to happen last time. But I want to talk about a few things that I'm working on right now. You guys, if you guys know, say in the description, but in the comments, but you guys know that mod that when you die, or there's multiple mods of these, and they're mods like you need mods, but I'm trying to do the same thing where if you die, there's a way for you to return back to your death point. So, I basically did something like that. There was two options. Either I can make. Okay, so let's actually go from the beginning. I just finished them. The two. I just finished the death point kind of command block, random command block thing, and I'm thinking about doing a tutorial just so I could just because I searched up on YouTube, nothing about this, nothing about how to make use command blocks to use death points or to save death points. And there's probably maps with it, but I don't play maps, so I don't really know. But all I know is at this moment, I'm the only one who's done this. There's I've seen video, I searched up command blocks, return to your death point, or stuff like that. And nothing. I can't find anything. The only thing I've seen is it only catches the part where it says return to death point, and it's always just kids throwing under poles up in the air and then it falling. Oh, it's in Alaska now, or Australia. Of kids throwing ender pearls up in the sky, and then when they die, they teleport back. But that's only in loaded chunks. So if they were thousands of blocks away, they're not going to return back to where they were. But so I was like, what could I do with this thing? I need to find ways to basically do. So for our server, for the Cthulhucraft or prolific server. We want to do something different with the map, with the series, because all the series are the same. So we're trying to right now we're doing an economy system, and also I'm gonna be adding that, and then also we're gonna add this recording thing where if you're recording, it flashes your name hey, oh my goodness, I haven't been adding these. I'm why isn't things transporting? There we go. But yeah, there was we're trying to add new things, so I came up with this plan of a way to return back to your death point. So I just completed that, and oh my goodness, it took so long to do this, but it's mostly just because I forgot, because I used to be a master at command blocks when I was working with the Minecraft the Pixelmon server. So I was always working with those, but then after my hiatus, quote unquote forced hiatus, I forgot a lot of things, and then I just remembered a lot, and then so I've been reading forums and watching videos of how to do specific things, and I'm oh yeah, that's how you do this, and oh yeah, that's how I test that, and oh yeah, that's how test 4 works, and stuff like that. So basically, I made it so when you die, I'll just say now, it's not like I'm copywriting it. I just want to get it out there because I know there's a lot of people who want that, even for single player things, like for kids who they know they're gonna die and they just want a way to go back to their death point. So this is how it works. The one thing though, I want to make it so a specific item. You have to use a specific item, not because I want to use the stat dot use item dot Minecraft and then the name of the Minecraft item. I want to make it so it's a specific item, like a tool, but it has to be named something. And then what I'm gonna do is after you use it, like after it takes damage, it takes it away from you. So it's like a one time use, and I'm gonna make it so you can only use it once, and either you have to build one, or somehow you have to build something, or somehow you have to uh either some way you have to craft it, or some way you have to like, or like we can put it in the economy and it costs a specific amount. Or like maybe if after you beat after, or maybe I can make it so you could craft it, or you could craft it, but it has to be specific. Um, it has to be, or like maybe like how you could do the test for, or like the you could see what's inside an item, like you could test for a block. I could probably do the same thing, but with the dropper, and the dropper has to have specific items, and those specific items, the dropper gets destroyed, and then a new dropper gets put in, but then the item gets like hovers above it, and then you pick it up and you can use it. I don't know if it's something like that, or you have to buy it. Like, oh, you have to get, or like, but with that, I'm probably thinking like if you have to craft it, it has to be like you have to pass a certain achievement. Like maybe after you beat a wither, or it's that might be too hard, or like let's say after you beat, or after you get like a few things, like after a few hours in the game, so maybe up to the point where you make a portal, then you could craft the item or something like that. But that's a side thing. That's not the main thing that I'm working on, so that's not really too important. Let's get some stuff. What's this? Oh, resistance. Okay. But yeah, I'm thinking about those kinds of things. But basically, when you die, you a bat teleports to you, and in the tutorial, I'll show you how everything works. I do like block to block. This command block does this. This command block does that. And also, if you guys know how to do that whole, oh, you just get one command block and it builds it by itself, or like you put this command block into a command block and it builds the array of things you need, of the command blocks you need. If anybody knows how to do that, please comment in this video. I need help with that. I might just Google it, or YouTube it. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. But just to make it easier, so but yeah, so I want to do that. So first you die. When you die, it's a separate system. It uses the whole death count, like if you die, but instead of like, oh, it tests everything, or like it tests overall, it doesn't do that. It tests, what it does is it tests if you die, but then that specific one, because you can make two that read death. So you could be like on your 50th death, but it won't affect the one that it needs to be, that it needs for the death counter, or the teleportate, the bat spawning. So it kills it. You go to, or it wherever you died, it spawns a bat, and this bat has regeneration, it has fire resistance, and it has water breathing. And those, I put those three things just because regeneration, just like if it's taking damage from something, it will like get its regen. The thing is, I probably need to make it a little bit stronger just so it won't die through suffocation. That's I'm afraid of that. Or maybe I can make it so an air block spawns on the bat, and then or I don't know. So I'm thinking about something like that, because I can't really like, if it was like one of those mods, then it could have been like it turns the bat into an actual block instead. But I don't want to make it invulnerable, because I want to make it so players can kill it if they need to, or if they want to. Like, let's say they die next to their chest. I don't want them. I want them to be able to just destroy the bat, or kill the bat, without having to like use the tools that I'm going to give them, or the tools that they need to use. But so yeah, so it spawns the bat at your location wherever you died. Then it turns your death to 0, back to 0. So then the bat's there, like it's a specially named bat. What I'm thinking about doing, so I can't make it so it's player specific. That would be a lot easier if this was a mod. It would be so much easier. Just because the mod could save the data of all the players and their deaths and all that stuff. But because it's using command blocks, um, it needs to save. It can't. Or how to explain this? Or what was I even saying? It teleports. It puts the bat to where you are, and uh, and then when you play your game or when you come back and you're at your spawn, if it's in your bed or actually or a world spawn, you use an item. So I have two items as of now: a wooden shovel and a wooden hoe. So the wooden shovel will kill any waypoint that you have. So let's say you died thousands of blocks away, but obviously you can't go back to kill it. Or let's say you don't want to teleport back and you put your stuff in your ender chest, and you're like, oh, I just died so I could come back to spawn, but all my stuff is in my ender chest. I don't want the bat to be there forever. So I made it so you can use the wooden shovel and it kills all your specific waypoints. And if when it kills all your specific waypoints, then they don't need to like, oh, we need to do this, or there's like bats all over the place. So that's one way to kill the bats. The second way, or the second item to explain the second way, is to use the hoe. So if you till grass, or if you turn coarse earth into, or not coarse earth, the cursed dirt into dirt, normal dirt, then it teleports you to the bat. And instead of and when it teleports you to the bat dies because you're there already. You don't need the bat. Oh, and also the bat is glowing, so it has the spectator glow around it. So if you hit a spectral arrow at it, you know how it has that glowing effect around it. That's basically what it does. So if you're like a few blocks away, or if you're underground and you're like, oh, I can't find my stuff, then you can see the bat where the bat is with effect, and you're like, oh, it's down there. I need to go down there in that location. Wait, is that a good one? Yeah. So yeah, it tells you okay, I need to go over here so I could get this, or let's say you're in the mountain and you're like super close to your house and you're like, I don't know where I died in the mountain. You don't need to teleport to it. You could just, or you don't need to buy the item, or you don't need to craft the item to find your stuff. You could just be like, you could just see the item and you could be like, oh, I need to go to that location to get it. Or I need to go a few more blocks above to get it. Stuff like that. So that's the kind of thing I'm doing with it. Then once you teleport to it and it dies, then it resets the teleporting bat thing. Or I'll show you in the video. It make a lot more sense. But that's basically what it is. And I can't wait to show you guys. But yeah, it took some time, but thankfully I finished. The next thing I wanted to work on is I want to work on. Oh, the reason why. Oh, sorry. The reason why I called it future is because this is what I really, 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 what the passion wants to be added with command blocks and commands. Period. Is you can summon a mob. If you summon a mob, then you can make it so that whoever spawned it, or the closest person to the mob, it's named after it. So it's like let's say I spawned a bat, then I can make it so the closest person to the bat it's named after. So if obviously my name is Terra _ in the game, if let's say I summoned a bat and I put like something app p, like the closest player, which is me, obviously, since I'm using the command, then it'll summon a bat, but the bat will have a custom name, which is Terra. So then, which will be a good way of like checking or like teleporting you to a specific a specific mob, because it's like, oh, okay, you use the command. Since you use the command, it's obvious. I can make it so I don't need to. So right now, what I need to do is do our own array of um of blocks or command blocks for everyone. But if I can make it so if I use the item, it teleports to mine, then I could just use three command blocks for everyone in the on the server. So I won't have to use three for every single person. Obviously, I need to use the other ones because they're name specific. But the at least for one layer, it's good. So basically, layers are three, three, and then four. The first three are for summoning the bat. The second three are for um, for the shovel, and the second and the four are for using the hoe, um, and stuff like that. So these. Oh my god, we have three. DNA sequence complex, difficulty normal, bacteria type, or disease type bacteria time, 13,000, 1,335, curse cure process 25%, which is really good, and then our score is 19,390. That's really good. Okay, well let's see what we have, but yeah, I really wish that was added, or you could like, oh, what's this? Try now. Is if you could specify what to name a summoned mob, to summon the closest mob to use it to use it for summoning for the closest person, or the person who used the command, or you could even use the time of the server. So it'll use the range and numbers. So if it's depending on the day, right now it's like August, so 10, 1. Oh, oops, sorry. So it's like 10, 1, and then 10, 0, 1, and then 16, and then the time on the server, based on your server. Oops, sorry. Oh god, there's so many things. But yeah, that would be really cool if they added that. Decreases the chances of your. Oh, we have it. That's really good. That's really good for diseases or bacteria. Viruses, I mean. But yeah, I'll continue this conversation on the tutorial video of this checkpoint thingy I'm making, or death point, return to death point thing I'm making. Also, side note, people might say like, oh, why don't you just make it pop up on your screen? That'd be really good, but I want to make it so you need an item, and that'll be more complex. You'll need more command blocks that way, because first you need to check to see, or like if it's your bat, you need to check to see if it's your bat, or whose bat is it. Then it needs to check to see if, because other players might use it, and if other players might use it, it has to detect. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope to see you next time. My Patreon's in the description if you want to support me. So I can add guacamole to my burrito bowl. But until next time, you guys, I'll see you then. Goodbye.